From the Great North Woods to the rockbound coast, this is Good Morning Maine, live in HD with Clay Gordon and Kristen Hosfeld. It's a balmy 53 degrees at 6:30. Call the neighbors and wake the kids. The circus is in town.
The circus is in town. Thank you, Leah, for that. And Good Morning Maine, I'm Clay Gordon. Kristen Hosfeld is on assignment this morning. Here's what we have for you today. 2 people were sent to the hospital following a 2-vehicle accident in Winterport yesterday morning. And despite voters in southern Maine voting to legalize marijuana, law enforcement is saying not so fast.
Plus, we're live at the Cross Insurance Center, where the greatest show on earth is coming to the Queen City. All that and more local news is on the way, but first, here's meteorologist Jim Dickey with your forecast.
Rain on the way here for today. Always a cold front is marching its way in. Now, much like yesterday, ahead of that cold front, quite warm. Our winds pumping in out of the west, southwest, becoming increasingly windy as we head through these morning hours. And again, bringing in the warmth. So ahead of this front, quite mild. It's not tough to make out that front. It's this line of rain and cloud coverage stretches from well off to our north and east all the way down off the picture here. It goes well down south into Texas. And this is marching east. And this rain will move in as we head through the morning into the afternoon. Will come down heavily at times through the afternoon. Again, all as that front marches in. Now, we hold on to the warmth ahead of the front. Once the front punches out, our winds shift out of the north and west. Chilly air mass moves in here. We'll keep it windy, much colder as we head into the overnight. So stepping on across the region, temperature-wise, most spots at least in the 50s, but the rain does spread in. Starting off as a couple showers this morning, then increasing in intensity and coverage as we head through the late morning into the afternoon, then coming to an end as we head into the evening. 56 for Skowhegan, 58 into Waterville, 54 with rainfall in Dexter and Lincoln, 56 into Pittsfield, held at 50 with rain in Greenville, a rain-filled 55 in Millinocket. 56 here in Bangor again with periods of rain becoming steady at times, gusty winds as well. And speaking of those winds, a small craft advisory is in effect through the afternoon hours with those winds coming out of the southwest, 15 to 20 knots, gusts in the neighborhood of 25, 30 knots. That brings waves to 5 to 8 meters. Visibility, of course, will be held down in the rain that moves through. Into the overnight, turning much colder front moves out. Again, our winds are shifting now out of the north and west, ushering in that chilly air mass out of Canada. We're down to the upper 20s as skies clear. A weak system tracks towards us into the day tomorrow. That brings more cloud coverage, but a good deal cooler, only in the mid-40s. 45, your daytime high. We do stay breezy. Stepping on through your exclusive AccuWeather 5-day forecast. Some sunshine on Saturday. We'll keep it in the 40s. Rain and snow showers likely on Sunday with our next storm system tracking through. Keeping it cool then through early next week.
Thank you, Jim. The Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus is in the Queen City this week. And for a behind-the-scenes look, we now turn things to Kristen Hosfeld down at the Cross Insurance Center. Kristen, you there?
Thank you, Clay. Yeah, we are back here at the Cross Insurance Center. I'm joined with Maria, a member of the greatest show on earth. Maria, thanks for being here.
Thank you for coming and know a little more what the Lopez family they can do this year and the Great Show on Earth, because we don't present just one act or 2 acts. We presenting 3 different acts. All the acts, they are completely different. They are completely crazy. They have a lot of adrenaline. And one of the crazy acts we presenting this year, we call the knife throwing act. You're gonna see now. I work with my father-in-law. He's Alfonso Lopez. Of course, he have more than 20 years on this kind of act, so I'm trust on him a lot.
I can imagine. Yeah. You guys have been touring for a year now.
Yeah.
What's that been like for you guys?
It's very fun because you meet a lot. Every week you meet a different city, you meet different people, so it's very nice. It's like to be in vacation all year long. So for me, this is my passion, be a circus performer. I dreamed that when I'm child, and so my parents, they give me the option, do you want to try? And I say yes. So of course I practice a lot. My preparation will be very, very long, but finally I'm here and I'm in the Great Show on Earth. So for me it's an honor to be here.
Now you guys are going to be showing us knife throwing. You want to do this?
Yeah, you're going to see just a little bit what is the kind of stuff we can do during the show. And after I have a surprise for her, so just a little bit.
Oh boy. So this is one of the 3 acts that they have. And those are real knives. I've felt them. Real knives here. Oh my goodness. Impressive. Okay, and I have a surprise coming up. I have signed. Oh my goodness, that was impressive.
Yeah, but I don't like when the report come to with us and I say, Do you want to feel a little bit what we feel during the show?
Boy.
So I ask you want to try?
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. Just remember, don't move, smile, and be pretty. Just this. So she's the new performer this year on the Great Show on Earth. And just smile. If you're doing good, you're gonna do in the show. Don't worry. Yeah.
I survived.
Bravo.
I survived. Thank you so much, Maria.
Thank you.
And now we will pass things back to Clay Gordon with some of your top stories today.
Kristen, you got to be careful out there. We need you back in at least one piece, or maybe two. And you're lucky I'm not the one throwing the knives. Well, thank you for that report. And on Tuesday, Portland voters gave the thumbs up on question 1 by a wide margin, rather. Nearly 70% of the voters said yes, making Portland the first city on the East Coast to legalize the recreational use of marijuana. But this morning, police are saying not so fast. Catherine Underwood reports.
After a landmark vote, the Portland police chief says when it comes to smoking pot in the city, there's really not much to celebrate.
In 30 days, when this ordinance takes effect, will you consider pot legal?
No,
He says state and federal law will always preempt a city ordinance.
nothing changes as far as enforcement. We'll continue to handle these situations just like we did yesterday.
Under the ordinance, you can have and use up to 2.5 ounces of pot behind closed doors, not in public spaces.
So the big question is, if one of your officers finds someone with a bag of pot or smoking a joint in their car, what's going to happen to that person?
You know, officers have discretion to deal with situations as they see fit. And it's never been a high priority, if you will. But an officer is going to have the opportunity there to potentially issue a civil summons under state law.
And are you prepared to stand up to the residents who say, hey, you're not agreeing with us, you're not representing the majority of residents who voted in favor of this ordinance?
I'm prepared to have a conversation with anybody. How could I come forward and say, I think we should violate state and federal law and follow through with this ordinance? That's not something that I'm prepared to do, and I'm not prepared to do it in the future.
And that was Catherine Underwood reporting. Now, some see the passage of Portland ordinance as the first step towards further legalization of the drug in other parts of the state. In fact, organizers of the Portland initiative say they'll now work to get the question on the 2014 main ballot. We asked residents in our area for their thoughts.
I'd have to say I'm against it for recreational. I've had guys tell me that have used it since high school days. It affects their mind. It affects their spirit. So, taking what I know of from these guys, I have to say, if you use it, be careful.
It's up to the person, I think. I don't have a big problem against it, but I'm not condoning drug use either. It's up to the person, I think.
I hate to see so many people in jail because they were caught with a joint and such.